Welcome back to another virtual story time. This week we will be reading this book called A Cooked Up Fairy Tale, written by Penny Parker Klostermann and illustrated by Ben Mantle, published by Random House Books for Young Readers. This book is about a boy who thinks that he doesn't fit in, and he finds that he does fit in unexpected ways, and that magic comes in many different forms. So let's find out what happens. Although William lived in the magical land of fairy tales, he preferred pastries to princesses, kitchens to kingdoms, and recipes to the royal reporter. William dreamed of being a chef known throughout the land. Whether sautéed, sifted, basted, or baked, pureed, poached, filleted, or flaked, William's dishes were perfect. But cooking happily ever after was a different story. He tried working at the brick house. Where would the brick house be from? What story might that be from? I think from the Three Little Pigs. You can see the little pigs here and here. But the menu was too dangerous. And here's a recipe. It says, pot of wolf stew. Bring water to a boil. Stir in 3 cups peas, 3 cups carrots, 3 cups potatoes. Add 1 big bad wolf. That does sound kind of scary. He served up porridge at the Three Bears Bistro. The Three Bears, what story are they from? This one says, too cold. This one says, too hot. But folks there were very persnickety. And he baked for gingerbread on the go. That hadn't gone well either. Do you know the story of the gingerbread man? William decided he'd better cook from home, but his pantry was almost bare, so he emptied the last few coins from his cookie jar and headed to the market. What's this? Asked William when a box fell from the back of a delivery vehicle. Fairy tale food must be splendid. And on the box it says, to Judy, Chief of Fairy Tale Headquarters, fairy tale food, must deliver for bedtime. But in the box was only raw apples, beans, and a pumpkin. This isn't splendid, said William. Clearly, Fairy Tale Headquarters needs a good chef to spice things up before bedtime delivery. So he sliced and diced, chopped and topped, and stirred and whirred. Then he packed up his delectable creations and followed the signs to Fairy Tale Headquarters. Let's see what they're saying here. Judy, I need the apples, says the witch. And I need the beans, says that boy. The pumpkin, Judy, the pumpkin, says the mice. Where can the delivery be? Asked Judy in a stew. I believe I can help, said William. May I present baked apples with caramel drizzle, bean soup with smoked ham, and pumpkin pie with cream and candied pecans. Who? What? Why? Stammered Judy. I need shiny apples and raw beans and a whole pumpkin. Don't you know anything about fairy tales? I'm sorry, said William. I read cookbooks, not fairy tales. But maybe I could... You've cooked up enough trouble, said Judy. It's bedtime and the tales must begin. Now leave and take this book of fairy tales with you. William plopped down outside the kingdom wall and opened the book. Poisoned apple, beanstalk, pumpkin coach. Oh my, said William. Fairy tales really do have their own ingredients. He rushed back to find Judy. Did I spoil the apple story? He blurted out. Snow White? Actually, she loved your baked apples and ate every one. She was so stuffed that she fell into a deep sleep, of course. This caused a stir with those 7 dwarves. But then there was a passing prince and a kiss. So, happily ever after. Thank goodness, said William. And the bean story? Jack and the Beanstalk? The giant said something like, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell soup and I want some. Jack was in a pickle, but he drove a hard bargain and traded the pot of soup for the giant's castle in the clouds. Another happily ever after. Such relief, said William. What about the pumpkin tale? Cinderella. It's still unfolding. We'll find out together. Oh no, said William. This is a recipe for a disaster. Then slip, flip, whack, smack. Uh-oh. Her shoe flew right off and hit the prince in the head. Scrumptious, said the prince. Simply delicious. He took another bite and said, I vow to search all the land until I find the baker of this pie. Cinderella slumped in her puddle of pumpkin. This isn't happily ever after, sighed Judy. Happily ever after, murmured William. He strode right into the fairy tale. Your Highness, I baked the pie, and I will bake you pies ever after. But may I suggest you can have your pie and your princess too? The prince gazed at Cinderella. You're a feast for my eyes, he said. Would you care to dance? My, said Judy. It looks like you've cooked up another happy ending. And from that night forward, the prince and his princess ate like kings and queens, and William cooked happily ever after. The end. Now, if you are in grades 3 through 5, you have a fun magical shoes craft in your kit to complete. And if you are in pre-K through grade 2, you have a wand to make. So I hope that you enjoy those activities. And if there's any fairy tales in this book that you haven't heard of, maybe you don't know the story of the gingerbread man or the story of Snow White, you should read those stories too, which you can find online with the help of an adult.